Hey guys, and thanks for tuning into the channel. Today what we're going to talk about is a 400 small block Chevy here this is the second time I put this motor together. I talked about in some of the previous videos, if you watched any of those, that I was having an issue with this thing trying to run with initial timing under 30 degrees. It just wasn't happening. This thing would backfire through the carburetor. I put it on 12, 15, 18 degrees. It was loading the plugs up, fouling them out. I went through, 3, 4, 5 sets of spark plugs. It wanted to have every bit of 30 initial and 50 all the way in. That's not right. On my journey of trying to figure this out, I started reading on the forums and seeing if anybody else had this problem. And one of the things that I did notice is a lot of people had this problem. And in all my research and in all my reading, nobody actually had an end result. Nobody, I'm not really for sure. One person I think fixed his motor, and he said his valves were lashed wrong. They were too tight, the valves weren't closing. And that would cause that to happen as well. But a lot of the people that were chiming in and trying to help the people, with the problem or the issue of why their engine wouldn't run with less than 30 degrees of initial timing, a lot of people kept saying you have a vacuum leak somewhere. And that is something that I took note of, and it sounded right to me. So I started trying to look around and checking out the gasket on the carburetor, seeing if all the holes were plugged. I did try to relash the valves. What I ended up doing, honestly, I was just so disgusted I felt like I couldn't figure it out. I thought that some of the valves were possibly bent. So I took the heads off, and that just kind of, one thing led to another, and I ended up taking the whole entire engine back down, just to do a thorough inspection of everything. What did I find? I found that the intake was warped. How did it get warped? Well, I ended up warping that. I had a Edelbrock RPM Performer on here, and I ended up buying that off of Marketplace. I went to go get it. The guy that I bought it off of still had the heater hose plugs in there. He never removed them when he took it off his vehicle. Well, I couldn't get them out of there. So I took a torch to them, I started heating them up, they wouldn't come out. So I put some more heat to it, they wouldn't come out. So I heated those things up real hot, and they finally came out. Well, what it ended up doing was twisting the intake. And that's what we're here to kind of talk about today. Is I told you guys in the last video that once I got this thing up and running, I would share it with you if it was truly the intake where the leak was coming from. And that's what we're going to do today. And if you want, you can go back and watch the previous video too, and you can kind of see I talk in more about what I thought the problem was. And today we're here to show you the resolution of what it actually was. I mean, I can start this motor up right now. We got a timing light. We got that all set up. We are going to start it up, and I got this thing, I think, set right now at 10 degrees. Although I'm not going to always run this motor at 10 degrees. It's going to be kind of like a street stripper car. I will probably end up running this thing around 20 degrees of initial timing and 35 all in. But I wanted to back the timing down to show you guys today that the intake that I changed, I swapped out, did take care of it. So we'll go ahead and we'll get to that here in just a second. So this is a timing light here that I'm using, and I just wanted to point out to you guys, I have that thing set at 10 degrees right now, advanced. This is a dial back timing light, so it's kind of nice that you can do that with this. So what we'll do now is we'll start the motor up. All right, guys, so we just showed you the engine running. I kind of feel like it was probably kind of difficult to see the timing mark in the video while this thing was running. I don't know if it's a lighting or, but this is what you were looking for, was this white mark right here. And you know, if you look real closely in the video, you'd see it bouncing up around this black mark up here. But anyways, I hope this video helps you guys out if you guys run into the same problem or issue, because primarily that's the reason why I made this video. Put this out there to just try to help people out. And remember, don't take a torch to the intake. If you can, just try to drill those plugs out, or just buy a new one. Save yourself the trouble. I've got a tremendous amount of time trying to figure out where I went wrong, and it was heating up the intake, and it did get twisted. There's more information on that in the video before this one. If you want, go back and take a look at that and check that out. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.